Well, you see, I think that everybody looks for a complicated answer, but the answer is actually simple. In every generation, we have the birth of another Hitler. And why do I say that? I had a lot of admiration for Putin as a leader in the past. If you know and understand the size and the amount of ethnicities inside of Russia, you respect that he's able to hold all these micro republics together and glue them, different religions, different even languages for some of them. That you have the Yakuts, you have the Tatars, you have the Chechens. I mean, it's a very hard to keep that together. It takes a very strong leader. So in that sense, in the past, I admired that kind of leadership. But now you see a leader, and this happens time and time again. I work with leaders all the time, and you see this time and time again. I was in Zimbabwe when the switchover happened from Mugabe to the new president in Zimbabwe. Mugabe was a dictator for over 20 years in power. In the beginning, he was a hero. Then it goes south. These people have too much power, and it becomes different ambitions. Putin has overstayed his welcome. And what's happened now is he's gone back to rebuilding the Soviet bloc. And and he won't stop with Ukraine. What people don't understand is this is not just about Ukraine. And it's one of those things where he felt emboldened to go in because he thought we couldn't fight back. Everybody in Russia refers to us as khachli. This is like almost the word of like redneck. It's like we're the low class, peasant class. But what nobody understands is that we've actually spent the last 15 years, 20 years rebuilding our country, continuing to educate ourselves. People like the Klitschko brothers who lived in Germany, left the country, came back into the country and put their energy, their time, their investments back in. I, who left at 8 years old, came back. I think we're going to see the same things happening.
I've kept you a long time. How can people help? How can they use your foundation to help?
Well, I'll speak a little bit about what the foundation is doing, but of course, the number one thing we ask for is donations, and donations of any kind. So whether it's a mass medical donation, whether it's simple things like gauzes, whether it's bulletproof vests, whether it's food, we convert all of that into aid in 24 hours. So 24 to 48 hours. If I receive $1,000 donation, that goes straight into Ukraine. So what the foundation is doing right now is I have a logistics network set up throughout the country in Kharkiv, Odessa, Kiev, and Lviv. Those are the cities that the network goes through and hits. And then those cities have distribution centers. So we have a small warehouse in each city. So we're storing food, we're storing baby supplies, baby formula, diapers. And so we're sending that in through Warsaw, Poland by train. It's hitting the target cities and it's getting distributed outward from those cities. And we're trying to focus on areas that are really critical right now. And it's been a really big success. And we've also have a whole bus network moving out vulnerable refugees. So just last week, we moved out 700 refugees out of a few capitals and helped get them to the border, gave them food packages because they have no access to food. We're stationed at train stations. We have distribution centers giving out food packages for people on their journeys. We take food to bomb shelters. We take food to hospitals. We just did a huge medical drop of medicine in Kiev to 3 of the central hospitals. And we're going to continue doing that over the next week to some of the other cities. But Kharkiv is just a little harder to get to. And they've been a lot more, there's been a lot more bombing going on there, and they're partially destroyed. So it's really hard to get supplies in there, but we're working on it.